Welcome to the second game here of the quarterfinal of the 2017 men's and women's FCSAA, NJCAA Region 8 state tournament here in Ocala, Florida, on the campus of College of Central Florida. The second game of the day pits the Panhandle runner-up, the Chipola College Lady Indians, and the Southern Conference runner-up, Florida Southwestern State College Lady Bucks. Chipola won the first meeting back in December 2nd at the JUCO shootout, 84-53. That game, 4 Lady Indians were in double figures, led by Barbara Johnson with 18. Raven Baker Northcross was second leading scorer with 14 points. Sydney McDonald and Tara Phillips both finished with double-doubles. McDonald finished with 11 points, 12 rebounds, and Phillips had 10 points and 10 rebounds. Kiara Meeks led Florida Southwestern with 20 points that game. Chipola finished the regular season at 26-3 overall and 9-3 in the always tough Panhandle Conference. They're currently ranked 5th in the country. They come in with a 6-game winning streak, which included a win over defending national champion Gulf Coast State College. 5 sophomores lead the way for the Lady Indians. Cindy McDonald averaging 14.6 points a game. Raven Baker Northcross at 14.5. Daniel Garvin at 14.1. Barbara Johnson at 11.8. And Tiara Phillips at 10.5. Florida Southwestern, on the other hand, finished the regular season at 20-10 and 9-3 in the Southern Conference. They come in winners of 10 out of their last 11 games. The Lady Bucks are led by a trio of guards, led by number 1 Irma Normil at 17.5, Kara Meeks at 12.5, Latoya Ashman chips in at 15 points a game. Amanda Oliver is also in the mix for Florida Southwestern, averaging 7 points and 7 rebounds. Should be a good one here, as also Florida Southwestern is making their first trip ever. This is actually their first year in existence. Christy Ward is at it again. She did a great job when she was at FSCJ, winning the conference championship there 3 times, and now she was hired to come in at Florida Southwestern and take them now to national prominence. Greg Franklin needs no introduction. They were the 2015 national champions. He's done an unbelievable job. This is his 5th year at Chipola. They're looking to get back to the national tournament. Should be a great game here. About to tip it off. Winner here gets Santa Fe in the second round in the semifinals. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And Chipola controls the tip. Little backcourt action here by Chipola. Deja Hall there got a little confused. Florida Southwestern looking to inbound. Ball's out on the wing. Florida Southwestern controlling. Latoya Ashman with a nice take. And Florida Southwestern is on the board first. Tiara Phillips up top. She kicks it out to Sydney McDonald. Out to Baker. Baker for the 3. That one's off. Rebounded by the Bucks. Normal with the ball out to Ashman. Ashman looking to drive. Nothing there. There's the bucket by Danielle Garvin. And the score is 2-2, 8:50 left in the first quarter here. Second game of the day. Chipola with the pressure defense. Good defense there by Nana Sewell. Nana Sewell bringing it down. Good idea to bring it back out top. Tiara Phillips. Coach Franklin giving the call. Here comes Phillips with the drive. Little hammer play there. Here comes another one up from Baker. That one's off. Oliver with the rebound. Oliver really active on the guy. She averages 7 rebounds a game for Florida, for the Lady Bucks. Normal with the bad shot there. Good, better defense by Chipola. Here come the Lady Indians. Phillips brings it out. They're looking to run their stuff here. Coach Franklin wants them to play with flow. Nice ducking. Looked like they had Garvin there for the, inside. Had the defender at her back. Here comes Florida South. Nice. Oliver running the floor. Misses the layup, though. Good look, though, by Ashman. Big time shot coming up. That one's off the back end of the rim. Good pass there. Good look by Garvin. Sydney McDonald, nice cut to the basket after that missed shot. She's going to go now looking for 2 here at the line. 7:15 left. Both teams looking to settle down here. Again, great crowd. Second, you could just, you can feel the atmosphere. Got a nice buzz in the air. Second one's good too for McDonald. Chipola looking here. They're in man right now. Little overplaying. Nice backdoor cut, but denied by Garvin. Here comes Baker. Nice kick out. Nice extra pass to Phillips. Phillips looking to drive. Good defense by Oliver. Ball's going to stay here. Got a foul. Fouls on Tiara Phillips. Excuse me. On Deja Hall. Nice little curl action there. Good looking shot. That one's off by McDonald. Good rebound there by Deja Hall. Good look. And the finish there by Elizabeth Spencer. Ashman with a nice look. That's the second pass he's made down the court. And, I was watching again the other night, and they're talking about Lonzo Ball, what a good job he does getting the ball up the court, and you don't see that nowadays. And Ashman with back-to-back good looks. Here's another one. Does a great job of passing the ball up and not just dribbling it up the court. Chipola, they're going to be pressuring. They're going to deny the wings. They're going to pressure the ball. Probably a little too much pressure there. Coach Ward is letting the official know that, that's probably a little too much hands there, even though they did make the call. That's first foul on Garvin. Scores tied up 4-4. Both teams runner-up in their respective conferences. Nice take there by Ashman. She's going to go to the line, try to give Florida Southwestern the lead here. Fouls on McDonald. That's her first. Ashman going to the line. Shooting 64% from the line. Hits the first. Next one is up, and that one's good. 2-point lead here for Florida Southwestern. Phillips bring it up the court. Good defense by Ashman. Oliver's on the floor. Normal with a nice little pass inside. There's going to be a travel, though, on Florida Southwestern. Both teams, playing hard. Just got to settle down offensively. And, you can expect that from a game, first game of the quarterfinals. Both teams trying to get a feel for each other, even though this is the second meeting for both teams between each other. Garvin with the drive there. Looked like there was some contact, but no foul called. Ashton looking to drive. Nice drive. No foul there either. Looked like could have been a foul on both ends. Phillips with a nice push up the court. McDonald, good pass. Sewell with the McDonald, good hustle, but unable to get the offensive rebound. Here comes Normal. Nice drive by Erna Normal. And that's a 4-point lead for Florida Southwestern. 4:56 left in the game. Chipola, nice little fade action there for Baker. Baker's off. She's missed her last three-pointers. Normal for three. That one's off. Offensive rebound though. Putback's good. And that's a 6-point lead right now for Florida Southwestern. Deja Hall, offensive rebound and putback. She's averaging 11 for the year. Gives the Lady Bucks a 6-point lead. 4:16 left. Here's Chipola looking to make something happen. A little weave action. Phillips, nice little pull-up, but it's off though. Baker with a nice offensive rebound. Garvin, nice drive. Good finish with the left. She's got great length. She will be, I'm pretty sure she's pretty sought after. Again, Chipola led by their sophomores. Probably tried to do a little too much. Deja Hall there. It's a nice little pivot, but when she put it on the floor, Chipola did a good job of cutting her off, and she ended up losing the ball. Couple subs for both teams. Number 34 coming in for Florida Southwestern, Taylor Gotcher. And for Chipola, got number 12, Barbara Johnson. She's also scoring in double figures. She actually had 18 that first meeting against the Lady Bucks. Looks like she can handle it a little bit. There's a little pull up there from Garvin. That shot's missed. Oliver with the rebound. You could tell she does all the little things. And you need that if you're going to win ball games. You got to have a player that does that. Santa Fe had it with Wade, and Broward had one with Beatty, and it looks like Florida Southwestern has theirs in Amanda Oliver. Good look inside. Gotcha with the miss there. She had good position though, just unable to finish the layup. Here's Phillips, nice pass. Big time shot coming up, and there's Baker, finally hits her first. Cuts the lead to 1, and we're going to get a quick timeout here by Florida Southwestern. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Coach Ward's probably going to try to get her players here to relax a little bit. Don't go anywhere. 2:52 left. Score is 10-9. Florida Southwestern. We'll be back here in a few. Back from that timeout, 10-9, Florida Southwestern. They had this early 6-point lead. Chipola's cut it to 1. Here's Ashman looking to make something happen. A little too high there for looks like there's a wet spot on the court. Sadie Discrocia is in the game for the Florida Southwestern. Nice dribble drive action there from Chipola, and Garvin with the finish. And Chipola has their first lead of the game, 11-10, 2:23 left in the first quarter. Here's Discrocia looking to drive. She misses. Got an offensive foul on the Scroaches. Coach Ward is letting the ref know, hey, she wasn't there. Nonetheless, Chipola looking nice duck in there by Garvin. Garvin just does a little bit of everything for the Lady Indians. Gets the offensive rebound there. Here comes Barbara Johnson looking to drive. Probably a little too, Coach Franklin wants her to move the ball, probably a little too much dribbling. Here's the pull-up though. That one's off. Good rebound by Ashman. Norma looking to drive. She's going to go to the line for two. Nice looking drive there. Again, Ashman does a great job of getting the ball up the court. And you don't see that, too much now. So many emphasis on, dribbling and, Florida side. And it's got to be a testament, obviously, to Coach Ward. The way her style and playing fast. Seeing her in the days at, FCSAA, how fast she played, and they're doing a good job here at Florida Southwestern getting the ball up the court. First shot for Normill was off. A couple substitutions for Chipola. Naomi House in the game, as well as India Jones for Florida Southwestern. Deja Hall back in the game, in for Amanda Oliver. Tie ball game, 11-11, 1:37 left. Nice little horn action here. Cross screen for Chipola. Bad pass there, turnover by House. Both of these coaches really intense, and they're, it shows in the way their players play. Both teams play hard. Chipola switching their ball screens. Shot was off, but Ashman just fighting for the ball. Here's shot coming up. That one's off. Barbara Johnson, good push. Unable to finish the layup, though. Here's Ashman looking to get the ball up the court. Nobody to pass to. Gets it to Hall. Hall back out. Here's Normill. Nice cross. Big time shot coming up. That one's off. Probably not the shot Coach Ward wanted from her guard. Here's House looking to make something happen. Back out to Johnson. 3-point, and it's good. 14-11. Chipola. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Ashman coming up. Dribble handoff. They switched that. Another switch. They're just switching everything right now. The Lady Indians making it tough for Florida Southwestern to run anything. Ball in the corner. The Croaches. That shot is off. Johnson with the rebound. 3 seconds. Good look. And it looks like Chipola's going to go to the line for two. Great look. Great feel for the play. A lot of players would have probably shot that ball with time going down like that. Barbara Johnson did a great job. Kept her head. Saw a cutting Phillips going to the basket and found her. And probably going to be a couple seconds left here on the clock. I would think probably maybe point. They're going to get .3 back on the clock. Great play, though, by Johnson. I mean, really heady. Showed really good poise there. Here's Phillips. First one coming up. That one's off. Amanda Oliver coming back in the game. She replaces Gotcher. Second free throw coming up. That one's off as well, and that'll conclude the first quarter with the score of 14-11. Chipola Lady Indians with the lead. We'll be back here in a few. And we're back, second quarter of action here. 14-11 Chipola over Florida Southwestern. Florida Southwestern Lady Bucks going to come out with the ball here, start the second quarter. We'll have some stats for you here in just a sec. Both teams coming out. Took a little while to get going offensively for both sides. Still trying to find their way a little bit. Florida Southwestern doing a good job doing most of the scoring in transition. You know, the Lady Indians do such a good job of defending you in the half court. Here's a little zone action here. Shot is off though by Normill. Oliver with a nice offensive rebound. In the game for Florida Southwestern. Nice finish there by 22, India Jones. Pushes the lead back up to 5. Ashman looking to make something happen here. Gets it out to Oliver. Good look. Probably had to throw a little higher. Here's Johnson. Shows some nice burst. Couldn't finish. Garvin with the offensive rebound and the finish. And the Indians looking to break this one open. 18-11. 7-point game. Nice drive by Ashman. She's going to go to the line for 2. She's been a load so far for the Florida Southwestern Lady Bucks. House with the foul. First shot is no good. Baker back in the game. She's coming in for House. Second shot coming up. Off as well. Florida Southwestern yet 0 for 5 from the line as a team. Not good. Oliver, great rebound there in traffic. Looked like a double dribble. Referee missed it though. He was looking down the court. Norma picked her dribble up too quick. Here's McDonald. Good defense by Chipola. Baker for 3. That one's off. Here comes Ashman. This is where the Bucks have been at their best in transition. Good spin move there. Good finish. Cuts the lead back to 5. Johnson bringing it up. Here comes that hammer action that they ran first play of the game. This time they're able to get it to McDonald. Nothing there. Garvin with the rebound. Gets it back out to Johnson. Here comes Barbara. She's looking to make something happen. Uses the ball screen. Southwestern switches it. McDonald with the drive. Unable to finish. Oliver had it but lost it. Good hustle there by McDonald. She loses it as well. Out to the Croaches. Croaches looking to gets it back out. Good decision. Here's Ashman for 3. And it's a 2-point game. Florida Southwestern climbing back into this one. Not that they were out of it by any means, but have cut the lead to 2. 7:19 left in the second quarter. Looked like a little floppy action there from Chipola, but illegal screen. I think McDonald picks up. That's her second. She's coming out of the game right now. Sully's coming back in as well. Here's Ashman calling out the play. Getting the Bucks into what they need to get into. Little drive by Normill. She can handle it. Gives it to Hall. Hall, spin move. Great defense by Garmin. Looked like a travel, and it is. They are going to get her for it, and that's a credit to the Chipola defense. I mean, as soon as she put it on the floor, Garmin came over, and when she spun right into her. Great job there defensively. Good minutes there by India Jones. She comes out the game. Tiara Phillips Tiara Phillips, excuse me, back in the game for the Lady Indians. Nice little action there. Again, another illegal screen by Chipola. Coach Franklin letting her know, to stand still, hold her spot. Sully with the foul. Here comes Ashman, controlling the pace for the Lady Bucks. Nice little baseline action there for Hall. Hall's trying to get her to move. Ashman behind the back, crosses over. Looks like they're going to call her on the floor. Yep, they're going to call her on the floor. Ball's going to be taken out under the basket. Fouls on Baker. I believe that's her first. 14 fouls already, though, for Chipola. 2-point game here. Good defense, again, by Chipola out of the baseline, out of bounds. Looked like a travel by Ashman. No call. She misses, but I think they're going to get Oliver. It looked like Oliver just stuck her hand in there, but they're going to get her for the over and back. That's her second, so it looks like she's going to be coming out of the game here. Gotcher's back in the game for Florida Southwestern, in for Oliver. Oliver's extremely active for the Lady Bucks. Probably might not come back in the game this first half, so Gotcher's going to have to step up, be active on the glass. Oh, nice entry. Nice action there by the Lady Indians. And Garvin connects, giving them the 4-point lead. Chipola again switching everything in the half court. They're all over you. Once you get that ball, you better know pressure's coming. Here's Baker. Good job. Here comes Johnson. Nice pull up. That one's off, though. Garvin with the rebound. She misses. Sewell unable to get the miss. Here comes Ashman. She's telling her teammate to keep moving. Nothing there. Ball's back out. This Croaches. Ball's tipped from her pass. Coach Ward barking orders here. Here's Ashman looking to get a high ball screen. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Oh, nice move by Ashman, but better defense by Tiara Phillips with the block. Coach doing a good job. Coach Ward doing a good job letting him know there's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Let's see what Florida Southwestern runs out of this. Looked like a little box set, but Ashman looked like she's a little tired. She's slow getting into it. Hall just throws it up. Shot clock violation. Good job by the Lady Indians in the half court. Again, just forcing tough shots. Plus, putting, Florida Southwestern in a tough spot with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Johnson, nice in and out. Again, here's that hammer play again. Tiara Phillips drives middle, nothing there. Johnson for 3. That one's good. Barbara Johnson giving the Lady Indians a 7-point lead. And Coach Ward's going to call a timeout here. He's going to call a 30-second timeout. 23-16. Lady Indians, 4:42 left at the half. We'll be back here in a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Second quarter here, of the second quarterfinal game between Chipola Lady Indians and the Florida Southwestern Lady Bucks. This coach is bringing it up. Here's a nice trap out of a timeout. Florida Southwestern does a great job of not turning it over. Good look inside the Hall. Hall goes up. Not good, but she's going to go to the line to get two. Nice little entry there to Hall. Rebecca Hughes in the game now for Florida Southwestern. She averaged 4.3 points a game during the year. First free throw's up. That one's off. Deja Hall shooting 71% from the line. Missed that first one. Looking to knock this second one down. Second one is off as well. Sewell with the rebound. Here comes Johnson looking to push. Nice little change of gear there. Gives it up to Baker. Baker unable to find it. Good push there. Again, Florida Southwestern does a good job of getting the ball off the court. Normill unable to finish that one though. Here comes Tiara Phillips. Nice look to Johnson. Johnson, that one's off. Phillips with the rebound. She goes back up and she finishes it. And that's a 9-point lead now for the Lady Indians. Big possession coming up right here. Hughes with the ball. She's looking to drive. Kicks it to Hall. Hall, nice looking shot. That one's off though. Offensive rebound by Normal. Holly threw it too far to Gotcher. Gotcher couldn't come up with it. Johnson, nice in and out crossover. Unable to finish the layup though. Florida Southwestern looks a little tired. They look like they had to transition on the other end, but weren't able to run the floor. The coaches looking to make something happen here. Nothing there. Normal up top. Nice pull up. That's off though. Garmin with the rebound. Johnson looking to push. Nice little pull up. Phillips. Nice. Both teams look a little gassed. I mean, now they're playing. Now both teams are getting up the court now. I mean, I'm a little out of breath myself here. Nice defense by Garmin. Nice pass to Lee Johnson. Here comes Johnson. Nice change of speed. Unable to finish. Baker unable to put the putback in. Looks like she's going to go to the line for two. Both teams look a little gassed here. Second quarter. Several players with their hands on their knees. I mean, as a coach, I mean, you know, both teams are playing hard, and that's all you could ask for. But I mean, both teams are struggling right now. Holding their shorts. Good shot there, though, by Baker. Couple subs coming in now. Some fresh bodies for Florida Southwestern. Makeda Lyles coming in, as well as number 14, Latoya Ashman, coming back in the game. Elizabeth Spencer also in for Florida Southwestern. We're going to get a timeout here. Chipola has built this lead back up into double digits at 29-16, 13-point lead, 2:42 left in this first half. Full timeout. We'll be back here in a few minutes. Back here, second quarterfinal. Florida Southwestern in a little bit of a hole here. Chipola, 6-0 run from the last time out, has built this lead up now to 13. Little different look here out of the timeout by Chipola. Florida Southwestern, though, doesn't turn over. Did a good job of breaking. It looked like they were going to trap that first pass. There's a little box action here. Nice screen by Laos. Oh, nice drive by LaToya Ashman. Looks like it's going to be a charge. The referee under the basket had a block, but the other referee, the one on top, took control of that situation, and he's going to call it a charge, and we're going the other way. Looked like it was good, though. Looked like she got there on time. Coach Franklin here giving the orders. Chipola's running some good action here early in the first half. They're looking to get Garvin on a little duck-in action. Tiara Phillips up top swings it to Baker. Back out to Garvin. Garvin, nice hesitation. Out to Phillips, kicks it to Johnson. Here's a three, and that one's off. Good job by Florida Southwestern. That was a big stop. Coach Ward trying to get the bench, get them going here. You know, their team needs a little energy here. 13-point game. Big possession coming up. Let's see if they can try to get it to 10 or under 10 here before the half is over, but bad pass there. Probably it's not the possession that Coach Ward wanted. We're going to get it out here. Let's see what Chipola does here in this possession. Got a good chance to get this lead back up even further. Here's Garvin on top. They were a little confused. They like running that action, that hammer action. That time was more of just a drift, the drive down to the baseline and a drift to the corner by Baker, but they weren't able to get anything out of it. Good defense again by Florida Southwestern. They need another stop. Keep this game from getting out of hand. Nice look by Johnson. Garvin saves it. Here's Baker, wide open three. That one's off. Offensive rebound though by Baker. And those hurt there. You know, you get the stop you want, you get the miss. But again, Chipola being active, you know, very athletic, good size on every position. Here comes Garvin, nice little curl around. Spacing was probably a little bad there. It looked like there was going to be a slip. Oh, nice in and out cross. Here's a shot clock going down, and Phillips with the big three pushes the lead to 16. And it looks like Laos just stepped out of bounds. Looks like they're going to get Hall back in the game here. And this was getting out of hand here. 33 seconds left. Coach Franklin's going to call a timeout. He wants to get a good look here before the half, maybe extend this lead a little more. 32-16, 33 seconds left. Chipola in control early here in the game in the first half. We'll be back here in a few minutes. All right, folks, we're back. 32-16. Second meeting between both of these teams. You know, Chipola won the first meeting by a pretty big margin. You know, Florida Southwestern came out though today unfazed, but Chipola right now has gotten control of the game. They added 2 seconds to the clock. Let's see what they do out of this timeout here. They could hold, you know, the 4-second difference. You know, 3 seconds. Yeah, about 4 seconds left difference between the shot clock and the game clock here. What do we got here? 3 seconds. Coach Franklin is, you know, yelling out. You know, he wanted one shot, and they called the 3 seconds of Garvin. It looked like she was a little confused of when to set the screen. Big possession here for Southwestern. If they could get a bucket, it'll be huge. Spencer with the drive. Nice take, and they needed that. Here comes Johnson, bring it down. 4 seconds left. Baker lets it fly. Bang! Big time shot by Baker. Pushes the lead to 17. And that one's got to hurt. You get a bucket on one end, and then you give up a 3 on the other end going into the half. Not good for Florida Southwestern Lady Bucks. Still plenty of time in the game, though. 35-18 going into the half. Right now, Chipola Lady Indians in control. We'll be back here to start the third. Back for second half action here. Second game of the 2017 Women's Region 8 State Tournament. Couple stats here for the first half. For Florida Southwestern, Latoya Ashman led the Lady Bucks with 9 points. She had 7 rebounds as well. As a team, though, they had 15 turnovers, and that's something, a lot, credit to Chipola's defense has been extremely active, especially in the half court. Florida Southwestern, for the most, when they got their buckets early on, they were really doing a good job in transition, getting the ball up and down the court. I think they got to get a little back to that. Looked like they ran out of gas a little bit. Chipola, though, again, they're doing a great job. They held Florida Southwestern to 28% from the field. For Chipola, Garvin led them. She has a double-double right now with 10 points, 10 rebounds. Barbara Johnson off the bench with 6, and Tiara Phillips with 7 points, 5 rebounds. They also, as a team, have 11 offensive rebounds. So Florida Southwestern had to do a better job on the glass. Nice little duck in action there. Couldn't get it to Garmin. Garmin, good job by Amanda Oliver defensively there. Here's Johnson. She's starting the second half. Throw it away there, though. And you can hear Coach Phillips talking about a jump stop. I talked a little bit about that earlier in the first game. A lot of coaches, especially player development coaches, don't teach a lot of that stuff now, because it's not the fancy thing to do. But again, a jump stop is real crucial. Turnover, though, by Florida Southwestern on that last possession. I'll stop talking about the jump stop. Here's Barbara Johnson up top. Looked like a carry there. She's going to look to run something here. Nice crossover. Nice looking pull-up, too. That one's off, though. She's been able to get that move off every single time. She's got a great change of speed, change of pace. And everything's off that right hand, so maybe they could, Florida Southwestern needs to probably read that a little bit. Every move's been off right to left. Here's Ashman bringing the ball down the court. She's got to get going here in that set. These first 5 minutes are crucial for Florida Southwestern. They're going to get back into this game. Again, she's trying to force it there a little bit. Coach Ward's, telling Tony Ashman, maybe wait a little bit more because they would have had somebody open underneath. Again, looking to get it inside of Garvin. Garvin, nice, being patient. Nice looking shot there by Danielle Garvin. And you don't see that a lot, especially, young post players. And, obviously she could play a little bit of both. She could do it from the outside, she could do it from inside. But nice pull up there by Ashman. But, she showed some nice poise in the post. And, you don't see that from young players. Here's Johnson, though. Trying to do a little too much. Elizabeth Spencer with a nice steal. Good look there to Hall, but Hall loses it. And I know I've talked about the jump stop, but that could have been a good time right there for a nice Euro step by Elizabeth Spencer. But it was still a good look. Hall just couldn't come up with it. 17-point game here. 7:55 left in the third quarter. Little UCLA action by Chipola. Ball's coming back out. They swing it. Nice rip and go by Tiara Phillips. She's had a nice game so far. That's 9 points for her. She picked up the foul there. Probably got her hands up a little too late. First team foul for Chipola. Erna Normill going to the line. She had 3 points in the first half. She was 1 of 8, though, from the field. She misses the first free throw. She was 1 of 2 from the line in the first half. So now makes her 1 out of 3. They need her to get going here as well. She's averaging 17 a game for them. They need her right now to step up, have a big second half if they want to get back into this game. Second one was good though. Here's Garvin looking to make something happen. Little dribble handoff to Baker. Philip Johnson wide open. Player hurt on the court. In and out. Offensive rebound by Soule. Looked like a player's. Oh. She got hit in the head. Looks. We want to hope this is not a concussion. Hopefully she's good. She went down pretty. She went down twice actually. First time she went down, she got back up, but she fell right back down. So we want to hope that this is nothing serious. She's getting checked out here. Her trainers were on it pretty quick. They're getting her back up, so looks like everything is good. Probably got her head rang a little bit. Could be a big loss if they lose her, but it looks like she's pretty responsive. I didn't see exactly what happened, but it looked like when Johnson popped back out to receive the ball, she might have collided with an elbow or got hit with a shoulder or something, but she's coming out of the game right now. You know, looks like she's doing good, so good. That's a good thing. Physical game out here. Des Croce is back in the game now. Number 2 for Florida Southwestern. Oliver doing a good job of denying that inbound pass. Here's Phillips looking to drive. Nice behind the back. Brings it out. Johnson's going to slow things down a little bit. See if they can run a little action here. Nice triple screen on the baseline. He'll dribble handoff to Phillips. Garvin catches, rips. Nice pull up off that punch drag. Garvin right now probably the best player on the court for both teams. Nice help defense there, and that's what you see teams do that get that help in the shell drill, but Garvin does it in the game and then ends up in a 2-point basket in transition for Baker. And the lead is now up to 22, 43-21. The Lady Indians are rocking and rolling here. 6:22 left in this second game, or the second quarterfinal game here at the College of Central Florida Region 8 State Tournament. We'll be back after this timeout. And we're back here. It's going to be Florida Southwestern ball taking it out. Here the Croce is bringing it down. She's looking to get it. She drives baseline, nothing there. Good defense by Baker. Here comes Barbara Johnson bringing it down. Wide open is Phillips. She can't hit it. Garvin kept it alive, but unable to corral the rebound. Polo Southwestern just has to relax a little bit here. You know, plenty of time, you know, even if it's a 22-point game, there's plenty of time still. 5:45 left. They just got to take it one possession at a time, not try to make a home run play right away. Good look by Garvin and Phillips. Ball's getting swung around by Chipola. Johnson looking to make something happen. Nothing there. Oh, nice drive and kick. Extra pass by Chipola. They're really playing well right now, and that's what Coach Franklin was talking about. Play with flow, and right now they're playing with good pace, moving the ball around. Everybody touched the ball in that possession. Spencer looking to drive. Nice drive there. No foul. Looked like the ball got deflected by Chipola, but referee didn't think so, and the ball's going to come back down to the Lady Indians. 45-21. Chipola with the lead in command. Southwestern might need to change something up here just to give Chipola a different look right now, because Chipola's comfortable running their stuff. They almost got the steal they needed. Here's Johnson looking to drive, and she's done a good job off the bench. She definitely doesn't play bench minutes. She plays starter minutes, that's for sure. First shot coming up by Barbara Johnson. That's good. Johnson's a 57% shooter from the line, 57.5 from the line. She hits her first in the game. Back for Chipola's Naomi House. Second one's in and out. Good rebound by Hall. But a deflection by Sule. She's been extremely active. And Chipola going to look to put a little pressure here. They want to close this party out right here. 25-point lead. Florida Southwestern barely got it in. Here's Spencer looking to drive. Show some nice speed in the open court. Good dish to Hall, and Hall's going to go to the line and see if she can knock a couple down, cut into this lead. Hall's coming in, averaging 11.1 point a game. She hits her first one. She's 71% from the line. That's her first made from the free throw line today. She was 0 of 2 before that. Make her 2 of 4. Make that a 23-point game. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left. They just need to continue to chip away, continue to get stops here on the defensive end. Chipola runs 3 screens on the baseline for House. House catches, drives, misses. Oliver, another rebound. She's done a good job on the glass, the freshman. Good swing. And that's what they got to do with this defense here. They got to get this Chipola defense moving. If not, it's tough to score one-on-one against them, because they do such a good job of being in the help, being in the passing lanes. There's not much room to drive, but that time a couple passes got them to move a little bit, and Spencer had a little more room to drive. She's going to the line here, see maybe she can cut more into this lead. That first one is off. Good sign for the Lady Bucks. Latoya Ashman's coming back in the game after that collision where she got hit in the head. And that's a great thing that she doesn't have to miss the rest of the game, and maybe with her now back in, they can make another run here. Second one is good. 22-point game here. Again, Chipola, Florida Southwestern has to continue again to chip away, continue to get stops here. They got the stop and they get the rebound. Good rebound there by Hall to track that one down. Here comes Ashman looking to push. Good pass across the court. Here's Spencer. She's been active, looking to attack the last couple times. She's had the ball. Nice drive. The Croaches, but with the drive. That cuts the lead to 20. Again, one stop at a time, plenty of time. Shot by Baker, that one's off. Again, Sule with the offensive rebound, that's gotta hurt. If you're gonna get back into this game, offensive rebounds, you can't give them up. Chipola looking to swing again. Nice little action to get Garvin the ball. She swings it. Again, every player touching the ball for Chipola. And if you're doing your hard, that's tough to guard. But Baker unable to finish. Here come the Lady Bucks. And it looks like Ashland, she's going to go to the line for two. And again, looking to cut into this lead is the Lady Bucks. Ashman with a nice drive and transition, and that's where they've done their most damage. Florida Southwestern has is getting the ball up the court, beating Chipola in transition. But they're gonna have to hit free throws if they're gonna get back into this one. Ashman misses the first one. Let's see if she can knock this second one down. Get it under 20, and she misses it. But there's Oliver with the big offensive rebound again. Very active. She's been active all game. Again, Chipola, they put you in the half court. You're going to have to earn it. Even though they got called for the block there, I mean, that was, Baker was moving her feet. She did a good job of cutting the baseline off. Just got a little late there. But again, making them earn it. Nothing's easy against this Lady Indian defense. Good job by the floor people keeping the floor dried. That first one is good by Elizabeth Spencer. Good rebound by Garvin. Here comes Barbara Johnson. She's been really good and probably trying to do a little too much there. Sule wasn't open enough, I thought, to get the pass there, and I didn't think she was expecting it because she wasn't. Chipola, they're holding their opponents at 36% from the field on the year, and that's, you're doing that, you're going to win championships. They're hoping to get back to this year. It's out in Lubbock. Coach Franklin's letting Garvin know, don't play behind the post, maybe quarter wrap at least, to make it tough for that entry. It's tough when you get caught behind there, you put yourself in a bad position as a defender. Paulo, again, missed free throws. They're doing the right things to get back into the game. They're getting stops. They're getting to the line, but they got to make these free throws count. Hall's coming in. Here's the second one. And that one's off as well. Tough trip there for the Lady Bucks. Again, they could have cut into this lead a little more. Could have been 16 now if they hit their free throws. It is what it is. 19-point game with 1:55 left here in the first half. Little isolation for Garvin. She skips it to Phillips. Phillips swings it. Sule swings it down to Baker. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Huge shot by Phillips. That's going to hurt. She pushes it out to 22 again. Here's Spencer. And a charge. It was a good push, but it wasn't there. She needed to bring that one out. Again, Phillips knocks the three down, takes the charge on the other end. Big time play there by the sophomore. .133 left here in the third quarter. Chipola in total control right now. 22-point lead for the Lady Indians. The Panhandle runner-up, 5th-ranked team in the country. Again, doing a good job. Everybody, every time down the court, touches the ball. You know, as talented as they are, you know, they do a good job of moving the ball, everybody being involved in the offense, and there's that crossover again. Ooh, big time move there by Barbara Johnson. And not only when she makes the move, she makes it and she's under control and she shoots a jumper. She's got good footwork. Good defense there by Garvin. Hall unable to finish. Here's Johnson in the open court. She finishes over the top there. And this one's getting out of hand. 26-point lead for Chipola. Ashman looking to make something happen here. Normal needs to get the ball. She hasn't been effective. You know, she's averaging 17 here. She has the ball. She's looking to drive. Pulls up, nothing there. Good defense again. Coach wants them to take. Shot clock is off. 17 seconds left. If it's, you know, right here they're looking at, they're going to flatten them out, and Johnson's going to go to work here. In and out. Misses the layup. She got a good look, though. Here comes Lady Bucks. Shot at the buzzer, and that one's off. And 53-27, Lady Indians on top, heading into the fourth quarter. The Lady Bucks, big hole to climb out of. We'll be back here shortly. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter. Second quarter final matchup here. Florida Southwestern Bucks versus Chipola. Chipola in control right now, 53-27. Florida Southwestern look to inbound the ball. See what they could do here out of this. See, they need a bucket here. Shot is off there. Rebound by Chipola. They're looking to bring it down. Here's Garvin with the ball. Again, shows good poise. Doesn't force it. Gets it out to House. House swings it back to Johnson. Johnson's going to go to work. You already know what time it is. She loses it, though. Good defense by Florida Southwestern. Here's Spencer. Misses the open layup. It was a good hustle by Baker, though. Kind of threw her off a little bit. They swing it to Baker. Baker's out of bounds, though. Probably too much time on the clock, you know. Coach Frank is letting her, you know, letting Johnson know, you know, just relax. You know, plenty of time on the clock. You know, we're no rush to score. You know, we just got to stop. Here comes Ashman. Nice defense by House. She gets the steal. She's springing it up the court. Little crossover. Jones, nice move inside. Unable to finish. Hall with the rebound. Here comes Ashman. Gets it to Normill. Normill with the shot. Still unable to find the basket. Hall battling underneath. No foul. Ball's going to stay, though, with the Lady Bucks. Ashman only playing double figures right now for Florida Southwestern with 11. Little box set here out of the inbounds. Gets it out to Ashman. Swings it back to Normill. Normill again quiet, only 4 points. But I think she heard me because she knocks down that three. Makes it a 23-point game. Again, one stop at a time. Here comes Johnson. Looked like she tripped on her own, but they're going to get the call. They're going to get Ashman here with the trip. Ball's going to be taken out of bounds. Chipola right now with 4 players in double figures. Garvin and Phillips with 14 apiece. Johnson with 11 and Baker with 10. Again, they've been led by their sophomores all year, and there's no different today. Little pressure here by Florida Southwestern. Chipola, though, under control. Here's Johnson. They're looking to go flat. She's going to look to go one-on-one here. Nice crossover. Swings it to Baker. Baker, big shot there. Nothing. Oliver again with another rebound. That's her 8th rebound of the game for the freshman. Here's Normill. She's looking to make something happen. Nice little pull-up. And now she's waking up. She's has 5 straight points for the Bucks. Still a 21-point lead. Coach Christy Ward still coaching up her Lady Bucks. Let's see what Chipola runs here. Again, they've ran some nice action here. Here's that triple screen on the baseline. Again, Southwest hasn't done a good job of chasing it. They've gotten a wide open look. Baker unable to hit again. Shot was right there though. Here it comes again. This time they're running it for House. Nice little swing there. Garvin with a nice pull-up. She has 16 on the game. And the lead is back up to 23. 6:43 left. Ashman looking to make something happen. She loses it. She gets on the ground. Nothing there. Johnson comes up with it. She's going to look to drive it. She finishes it. That's 13 for Barbara Johnson. Norm will try to get it in there to Hall. A little too high. Here comes Baker. And they're going to just, again, good call there. She's going to, coach is going to call timeout and kind of maybe run something here. They're in total control, though. 25-point lead. 6:08 left here in the game. Again, Lady Indians, 57. Lady Bucks, 32. We'll be back here shortly. Back to action here in our second quarterfinal. Chipola in command, 57-32 over Florida Southwestern. Chipola looking to take it out here. Little curl action here. And I could have sworn I seen an NBA team run that set this past week. I can't think right now of the team, but I've seen that action. And it worked because Baker will be going to the line. Baker struggled from the field. You know, she's 3 of 14. But she knocks down that first free throw. She's perfect from the line. She's 3 for 3 now. In the game for Garvin is Phillips. Garvin's been fantastic. 14 points, 11 rebounds for Chipola. She's going to get a quick breather. Might be done for the game if this lead stands. Here's Ashman looking to make something happen. They get the steal. Again, Chipola, extremely active, just tough to score on in the half court. You know, and that's a pedigree right there for a championship team. Gotta have it. Here's Johnson looking to drive. Jones wasn't kind of expecting that pass. Here's Phillips driving left. A little pull-up. That's short, though. Good defense there by the Bucks. Coach Ward still coaching up her players, regardless of the score. This is her second team she's taken to the state tournament. The first one, it was FCSAA. Shot there by Normal. She's off again. Long rebound by Jones. House coming down. Splits the defender. Nothing there. Jones with the offensive rebound, but he gets knocked out by Oliver. Here comes Ashman bringing it down, looking to push. She swings it back up top. Normal. Here comes the pull-up. That's off. Oliver with another rebound. It gets knocked out of her hands. Good look by Spencer, but they're gonna get Gotcha with the call there. Good hustle, just unfortunate she got caught reaching in once the ball was loose. Second foul on Gotcha. Johnson's gonna bring it up slow. Chipola doing a good job of running some clock every time on the offensive end. Let's see what action they run out of here. Again, taking their time. Southwestern, I guess, is just going to play it straight up. You know, they're not pressing. They're not changing anything defensively. Here's Johnson, big three. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Barbara Johnson. She's been huge today off the bench for the Lady Indians. 30-point game right now. Chipola holding Florida Southwestern only 32 points so far in this game. Again, they only allowed 36% from the field. I mean, everything's been tough for the Lady Bucks. Again, and on the offensive side, everybody touches the ball. Nice running jump hook there by India Jones. (64-32). And the Indians have blown this game open. Oliver, nice. And the freshman has had a solid game. She finishes there. Those are her first 2 points. She's been all over the glass, though. She's been extremely active for the Lady Bucks. You know, a note, too, is, you know, all these, you know, these Bucks, they're all freshmen. So, you know, they're going to have a good chance to get back here if this, you know, this score ends up being the same way it is right now. You know, it's tough, you know, to make it here with all freshmen. You know, that's a tribute to Coach Ward and you know, her staff for what they've done with the, you know, with a group of freshmen. You know, everybody a freshman. I believe only got one sophomore, and that's Lyles, number 44. But everybody else is a freshman, so they're going to bring back everybody. And I'm pretty sure they'll add a nice player. You know, Coach Ward does a good job recruiting. 64-34, Normill here. You know, again, she's been quiet, and that's been huge, you know, for the Indians. Not good for Florida Southwestern. Oliver, again, all over the glass. I believe that's her 10th rebound of the game. A couple subs coming in right now. Hall's coming back in the game for Southwestern. Bunch of subs coming in for Chipola. Number 5, Jamie Ward. Number 34, Marlene Anium Bisu. Sulei's on the ball right now guarding Normal. Normal off there with that shot. It's just been a tough day for Normal. Normill. You know, and that's a lot has to do with the Chipola defense, you know. But she has gotten some open looks. She just hasn't been able to knock some down. Johnson's still in the game, though, for Chipola. And, again, good job of just running clock right now. Southwestern's just going to play it straight up. You know, no foul. 30-point game. You know, and, again, this is the Chipola team. They're led, you know, and there's the difference right there, you know. Freshmen and sophomores, you know, Chipola led by 5 sophomores. They've been in this position, you know, and you know, Florida Southwestern again, you know, playing with all freshmen. You know, never been to the state tournament, and you know they kept it close early on, but you know, at the end of the day, the sophomores, you know, they took over the game and they made the plays down the, you know, in the middle of that game where, you know, kind of blew things open. And that's why, you know, they're going to probably be moving on here to the semifinals to play Santa Fe. And again, 30-point game, and they're still bringing the pressure. And here's Ward with the finish. Jamie Ward. Also in the game for Chipola, Alexandrian Fegu. Another steal, and they're going to keep the pressure. I mean, the bench players, they want to get some of the action as well, so they're not letting up. But Coach Franklin's telling them to back up, and that's a good thing. You know, you don't want to, you know, it's a 30-point game. You know, there's no need to run up the score or you know, try to make the other team look bad. So, you know, good call there by Coach Franklin. Here's Ashman. She's still in the game. She's been, you know, probably one of the only good spots. Here's, wide open layup missed by Fegu. Then the shot by Ward, the offensive rebound missed as well. Here's Ashman with the ball. 32 seconds left. Chipola running away with this one. And they're looking to push. They're not. Nice look. Fegu missed another wide open shot. Here's Normill. Nice look. Spencer with a nice shot off the bank. That gives him 36. 66, 36. Franklin telling him no more shots. And the Lady Indians from Chipola will be moving on to the semifinals to face the Santa Fe Lady Saints tomorrow. Game should be at 1 o'clock, I believe. Congrats again, though, to Florida Southwestern, first-year program, making it to the state tournament. Again, good job by Christy Ward and her staff for getting here. And, you know, 20 wins first year. You know, good job. I know they didn't want to end it this way, but, you know, they ran into an experienced team that, you know, has a good chance to get to Lubbock and make some noise. So, again, congrats again to Florida Southwestern Lady Bucks, and congrats as well to Chipola Lady Indians as they're moving on to the next round. We're gonna have a little break here before our next quarterfinal, and we'll be bringing you the number 3 team in the country, the defending national champions, Gulf Coast State, and the host school, the College of Central Florida Lady Patriots. And we'll be back with that game at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back here shortly.